Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our Monday afternoon weather windows. We head up into the Wenatchee Valley up north, and this is the monitor camera. Looking back, you can just see parts of Kashmir in the right center port of your screen, but boy, beautiful shot today of the cumulus clouds as they began to roll into the north central Washington area today. Also with it, some breezy winds. We can expect that today up to about 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's pretty much where we've seen them in Wenatchee, although they have been higher in parts of the Columbia Basin and up in the Methow Valley. And then tomorrow, a little bit stronger winds. We're going to cool off too, 10 to 20 miles an hour tomorrow with high temperatures only in the mid 80s in some places and only 80 degrees for others. But the big thing, potential rapid fire growth. And boy, we're going to keep our eye on that. More weather for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The 25-mile fire northwest of Chelan broke out just after 5 p.m. yesterday, and since then, it's rapidly grown to more than 4,000 acres and forced level 3 evacuations for all homes from Shady Pass to South Lake Shore Road. The Muckamuck fire that's been burning near Concanelli since August 4th took off yesterday, leading to level 3 get out now evacuation notices for Concanelli and much of the surrounding area. And quick action stopped the growth of a brush fire in Wenatchee's number 2 canyon that was started last night by people illegally target shooting in dry brush. But first, our top story tonight. A 60-year-old Chelan man is dead and his wife is being held in the Okanogan County Jail accused of his death. Sheriff Tony Hawley of Okanogan County says that shortly after 1:30 on Saturday afternoon, deputies from the Chelan County Sheriff's Office received a call regarding a homicide at the 400 block of Antoine Creek Road. That's about 10 miles north of Chelan. The Okanogan County Sheriff's Office assumed control of the crime scene after determining the location was in their jurisdiction. Inside the residence, deputies found the body of David Pulich and arrested his wife, 58-year-old Celine Pulich. Celine Pulich was booked on charges of first-degree manslaughter. The details regarding the homicide are unknown as of this afternoon. Now to area wildfire news. The 25-mile fire northwest of Chelan broke out just after 5 p.m. yesterday. Since then, it's rapidly grown to more than 4,000 acres and forced level 3 evacuations for all homes from Shady Pass to South Lake Shore Road. State resources were mobilized last night to assist local firefighters. The fire was first reported at 5:17 yesterday afternoon, and strong winds quickly pushed the fire down lake towards Fields Point Landing and Kelly's Resort. A Type 3 incident management team is leading suppression efforts as the fire threatens lakeside properties. Fields Point Landing is closed to boat traffic except for scheduled travelers coming down from up lake. All motorists are asked to stay off South Lake Shore Road above Lake Chelan State Park. That narrow lakeside road is crucial for emergency response. Meanwhile, the Muckamuck fire that's been burning near Concanelli since August 4th took off yesterday, leading to level 3 get out now evacuation notices for Concanelli and much of the surrounding area. State fire assistance was mobilized Sunday at 9:30 p.m. when the fire had burned about 2,500 acres, but by this morning that had tripled to 8,200 acres. The fire was threatening homes, infrastructure, and the town of Concanelli. The fire is believed to have been started by a lightning strike. Neighboring fire districts, who also have been working on the nearby Cedar Creek and Cub Creek fires, assisted local firefighters in protecting the town through the night Sunday until a California Interagency Incident Management Team 2 could arrive. Well, quick action stopped the growth of a brush fire in Wenatchee's number 2 canyon that was started last night by people illegally target shooting in dry brush. It was one of 3 fires that local firefighters were able to halt yesterday and this morning. Kay McKellar, spokeswoman for Chelan County Fire District 1, said firefighters responded to the number 2 Canyon Road fire at 7:35 p.m. last night. Within 10 minutes, the fire had grown to about 2 acres, triggering a second alarm that brought in assistance from other area fire agencies. With help from a helicopter, water drop, and ground crews, the fire that was burning uphill had grown to 5 acres and was then extinguished before spreading through the foothills. Firefighters from Douglas County, Kashmir, and Eniat assisted Wenatchee firefighters. And then at 6:22 this morning in the 1000 block of Cherry Street in Wenatchee, a Chelan County PUD transformer blew and ignited arborvitae that threatened 2 homes. McKellar said the homes were evacuated, and by 6:28, firefighters had the fire knocked down. Fire Chief Brian Brett stressed the importance of keeping arborvitae away from homes. Finally, at 3:45 Sunday afternoon, Douglas County Fire District 2 firefighters were able to quickly extinguish a brush fire off Highway 28 near Rock Island that briefly closed a lane of that highway. McKellar said a nearby structure was not threatened and the fire was stopped after burning only about 1/3 of an acre. The cause of that fire has not yet been determined. Coming up next, the body of a Moses Lake woman who went missing in the North Cascades almost 2 years ago has now been recovered. More than 160 people contracted COVID-19 at the Gorge Amphitheater's Watershed Festival late last month. That's out of 25,000 attendees. And while COVID-19 vaccinations have been all the rage since January, other childhood immunizations are still needed for school and for general child health. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used, to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
Welcome back. In another news, the body of a Moses Lake woman who went missing in the North Cascades almost 2 years ago has now been recovered. 28-year-old Rachel Lakaduke went on a solo hike toward Hidden Lake Lookout Cabin in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest in October of 2019. Bad weather set in and Rachel didn't return from that hike. Rescuers found no trace of her at the time, but friends and family continued to organize volunteer searches, and over the weekend, a search party found Rachel's body and gear far off from the trail. The precise cause of her death wasn't yet known today. The Skagit County Coroner's Office is investigating. More than 160 people contracted COVID-19 at the Gorge Amphitheater's Watershed Festival late last month. That's out of 25,000 plus attendees. The owner of the Gorge now says it will require proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test for people attending concerts. Live Nation announced the move on Sunday. The practice was applied at the Chicago Lollapalooza Festival 3 weeks ago. The Live Nation policy takes effect November 4th for attendees, performers, and employees of all its venues. That's after the Gorge finishes its season of shows, including Fish on August 29th and the Dave Matthews Band over Labor Day weekend. While COVID-19 vaccinations have been all the rage since January, other childhood immunizations are still needed for school and for general child health. The State Department of Health says it's seen a decrease in childhood vaccination rates, particularly among 11 and 12-year-old kids. Vaccines that are lagging include the Tdap shot against tetanus, diphtheria, and whooping cough, which is required to enter 7th grade. That vaccination rate is down by 11% over last year. The department is urging all parents and guardians to see their health provider and get their children inoculated as soon as possible. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's
Okay,
not.
okay. Take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
I'm Jared Sessler. You know, lately America's taken a few hits. Some say we've gotten behind, but know this, you can never count America out. Our commitment to hard work, innovation, and our love for freedom means we are poised for our greatest victories ever. The red, white, and blue has never been stronger, and that's why I'm your Republican candidate for Congress. Our setbacks are just a setup for our comeback. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to chelanpud.org/save today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. It's been a long time since anyone from the public was inside the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam. Nearly 2 years to be precise. It's been closed for a $7.7 million renovation, but the doors are set to open again in just a few weeks with new hours, new displays, and a new view of the fish that pass through the dam up the Columbia. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins got a tour of the project and shows us the new museum.
The Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam reopens August 25th, and it won't be the same facility you visited last time. The museum shut down in November 2019 for a major upgrade, and now it's got a new focus on education, including the science behind Columbia River hydropower.
Some of the spaces we didn't change, some of the spaces changed quite a bit.
The Discovery Center was originally built in 1962. With the new Discovery Center, the long-running Museum of the Columbia is no more. That large gallery inside the dam powerhouse closed permanently in 2019, with many of its historic exhibits finding new homes in the Discovery Center, and others at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. New and restored exhibits touch on the Native American history of the Columbia. Moving an antique native canoe from the old museum to the new one proved one of the most challenging aspects.
It was pretty nerve-wracking. They got it off the truck and they had to swing over the 4-bay wall. So it's sitting vertically because it needs to be picked in the middle so they could get it down in the hole. And this thing is, you can imagine this box that's 20-something feet long by 3 by 3 feet wide, hanging vertically over an 80-foot drop, and it's just like, oh, please. Hope that rigging's good.
Visitors also will no longer be able to walk across the dam and visit the powerhouse without joining a guided tour.
For security and safety reasons, we also wanted to eliminate the public access across the 4-bay deck and just unescorted access into our powerhouse.
A new patio deck offers improved views of the dam and spillway, but the dam's most popular attraction has to be the fish ladder, which allows migratory fish to reach their critical spawning grounds upriver. The window view has been widened and thickened, allowing better views for children and guests using wheelchairs. Debbie Gallagher has been Visitor Services Manager at Rocky Reach for 19 years, and she'll retire later this year after 42 years with the PUD. She says she thinks the planned reopening should draw a crowd, even with COVID-19 restrictions.
We've been closed for 2 years, so people are excited about this, and I mean, they're very excited about the Discovery Center. They remember what it was all these years since 1962, and I think they're just really excited.
The Discovery Center reopens with a ribbon cutting at 9 a.m. August 25th and a reservation-only visitor event August 28th. And unlike in past years, it'll stay open year-round, Tuesdays through Saturdays, with expanded visiting hours. Admission is always free. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you all had a great weekend. It was a hot one. We tied a record high on both Saturday and Sunday, 102 on Saturday and 101 yesterday. And as we look outside our weather window, this is a beautiful monitor camera looking up the Wenatchee Valley up to the north, and you can see parts of Kashmir and beautiful cumulus clouds over the Cascades this afternoon. Not a bad day today. Temperatures stayed down just a little bit from the weekend, unofficially 92 degrees today, and that's just 5 degrees above where we should be at 87 for this time of year. Started off on the warm side once again, 73 overnight, 61 is normal, 103 our record high, going all the way back to 1967, record low 49, and that was in 1995. Sunrise now just before 6 o'clock, our last day of sunrises in the 5 o'clock hour. Sunset tonight will be at 8:10. Let's take a look at tomorrow's temperatures, and I think for you folks that are sick of this hot weather, you're going to like tomorrow, even though a little bit of that haze will return to North Central Washington. But look at these temperatures, only 80s for most of us. In fact, for all of us, 81 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, also Quincy, 80 for Wenatchee, also Eniat and Chelan, Leavenworth 78, Kashmir. You will also see about 80 degrees tomorrow, but look out for some wind and even the chance for a shower or two. We'll get to that in a second. But tonight, we could expect mostly clear skies becoming mostly cloudy as that system begins to move in. It will continue to be breezy tonight as well. There's that little bit of rain that's developing. That will affect the northwestern corner of the state. That's overnight tomorrow. And then as we kick things into gear on Tuesday, yeah, windy right along the Cascades, but that's also where the cold front will be. And as it continues to move across Washington, that's about a 20% chance for showers for us and much cooler as we are now in a trough situation in North Central Washington and the Pacific Northwest. As we get into Wednesday, you can see the wind is shifted to the north. That'll bring us more of that smoke on Wednesday. Lighter wind and mild with highs in the mid-80s. As we get you into Thursday, should be a nice end to our week with mostly sunny skies and slightly warmer temperatures, about back to normal for Thursday with highs in the upper 80s. This huge area of high pressure is not going anywhere for a few days, and that's going to keep us on the warm side as we get into Friday too. Partly cloudy. This weather model showing some showers on Friday, even though the Weather Service didn't really talk about it much, so we'll just call it isolated showers possible on Friday. Mostly sunny Saturday with temperatures in the upper 80s. Should be a beautiful start to our weekend. And then as we get you into Sunday towards the end of our forecast, once again, very nice August weather. Mostly sunny seasonal temperatures with highs on Sunday once again in the upper 80s. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now. Tonight, 62. A little bit cooler than we've been seeing, and then 80 tomorrow, 61 our low. Don't forget, we could see an isolated shower or two. Back to the haze on Wednesday. We're going to see plenty of it tomorrow too, but 84 Wednesday, 63 our low, and then pretty much consistent weather Thursday through Sunday with high temperatures in the upper 80s under mostly sunny skies. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today, 509-663-1710.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Mariners couldn't quite pull off the sweep of Toronto over the weekend, falling to the Jays on Sunday 8-3 at T-Mobile Park. It was a day for the long ball for the visitors from the north as Toronto hit 4 home runs, 2 of which off Seattle starter Logan Gilbert. He took the loss, lasting only 4 innings, allowing 5 runs on 8 hits. The lone bright spot for the Mariners offensively, Kyle Seager in the bottom of the 8th.
Deep drive, right field. Going back, gone. Kyle Seager, home run number 26. The RBI leader has added 2 more to his total with 74. And here comes another late game rally by the Mariners. Got a 7-3 ball game with 1 out in the 8th.
Dave Sims on the call on Root Sports. Seattle beat the Jays Friday 3-2 on a walk-off bases-loaded walk by Jared Kelenic, and 9-3 Saturday by scoring 7 runs over the 7th and 8th innings. Manager Scott Servais says he was happy with the homestand despite the loss on Sunday.
Yeah, let me start, first of all, really, really good homestand. For us, talk about winning series, and unfortunately, we have a chance to sweep the Blue Jays today, and it's a really good lineup over there, and they jumped on a couple Logan Gilbert fastballs early, and certainly had the long second inning, threw a ton of pitches there, and it was really the 2-run double there in the third kind of created some separation in the game. So, not as sharp as we've seen Logan. I thought he had a really good fastball early. As he continues to make a few adjustments with his slider, his off-speed pitches, just not as consistent, as he would like him to be, or they will be. Offensively, I thought we had some chances early on Mads, put a ton of pitches on him early. A couple chances there, needed a big hit to kind of get us back in it, and just weren't able to get it done. But overall, we continue to play good baseball, and just, it's tough to sweep really good teams, and they got a heck of an offensive club. But happy with how we're playing is, get the day off tomorrow, regroup, and then get after it on the road trip over in Texas.
Yeah, Skip mentioned their day off today. They'll begin an 8-game road trip in Texas coming up tomorrow. Well, the Rangers are coming in after beating Oakland 7-4 Sunday behind 2 home runs from DJ Peters and another from Adolis Garcia. Phil Gosselin was 2 for 4 with a home run to lead the Angels over the Astros 3-1. Mariners are 5.5 games back in the wild card race behind Oakland and Boston. Yankees are 2.5 back, while Toronto sits at 4.5 games back in the wild card race. Well, the West Coast League playoffs got underway over the weekend. On Saturday, Kiko Romero's grand slam home run highlighted a 7-run 4th inning for Corvallis as the Knights took Game 1 in its South Division Championship 13-6. Bellingham, meanwhile, scored 14 runs on 23 hits and smashing Yakima Valley 14-1 in Game 1 of the North Division Championship. Bell's Cody Schreier 5 for 6 in the game with 4 RBIs and a home run. Now on Sunday, Ethan Ross and 5 relievers held Ridgefield to a 3-hit shutout as Corvallis swept the best-of-3 series 9-0. Briley Knight was 3 for 4 at the plate with 3 ribbies. Michael Carpentier's 2-run single highlighted a 6-run 3rd inning for Yakima Valley as the Pippins rebounded to beat Bellingham 6-3. Corvallis awaits the winner of tonight's Game 3 between the Bells and Pippins, which is at 7:05 at Yakima County Stadium. Game 1 of the West Coast League Championship will be either in Yakima or Bellingham Wednesday night. Well, the Seahawks traveled to Las Vegas and came up flat in its first preseason game against the Raiders. Hardly any starters played for either team as Vegas came out on top 20-7. Vegas came out and dominated the first half, running 52 plays, controlled the line of scrimmage. Seattle's Alex Magoo completed 6 of 10 passes for 54 yards and a touchdown. Seahawks defense came up with 4 sacks. Coach Pete Carroll says they got a good look, even though it was a rough night on both sides of the ball.
Well, what we did tonight was not good enough to win a football game. And on both sides of the ball, we needed to do some things better, particularly on third down. Third down was a nightmare for us, particularly on defense, and made it really hard for us. But what we came here to do was tackle people for the first time this year and run and hit and see how our young guys would chase on the kicking game, and would we get after it and play hard and tough and all that. And we did all of that. I was really pleased with the hitting tonight, and I thought our special teams coverage teams were excellent. And that just shows you our young guys getting after it, which was great. It was really a game that we dedicated to the young guys. You noticed a lot of people didn't play in this game, and the Rooks got a shot at it, and you know, they were busting their tails and doing the best they could, and we just needed to be a lot cleaner in crucial areas, and we weren't able to do that.
We'll get a chance to see a lot of the starters coming up this Saturday. Seattle returns home to host Denver at Lumen Field Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Well, the grandstands were full of bodies Wenatchee Valley Super Oval Saturday for the Johnson Electric Bump to Pass and Boat Race Destruction Night. Francisco Rojas of Yakima took the checkered flag in the main event of the Bump to Pass race. Jeff Baker was second, Bruce Holmes third. The East Wenatchee's Cameron Doyle was a winner again in the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. Wenatchee's Luke Shaw was second, followed by Moses Lake's Randy Pugh third. Chris Wishman grabbed the checkered flag in the Northwest Pro 4 truck main event. Aaron Green was second, followed by Shane Green of Seattle. And while all that was great, the crowd was there to see destruction as the Bump to Pass cars chained up to boats and dragged them around the track. I saw a post from Jeremy Andrews afterwards that all those boats are for sale, $100 or best offer. He doesn't think they'll float, but it's up to you. WVSO back at it again this Saturday, the PLM 75 featuring Jerry's Auto Supply Plural late models, Mountain Dew Junior late models, Plum Perfect Roadrunners, Northwest Vintage Modifieds, and the Northwest Focus Midgets. So another big night of racing this Saturday. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. The 2021 Apple Sox baseball season is in the books, and we'll wrap up Apple Sox baseball 2021 with our visit with Storm and Joel Norman, the radio voice of the Apple Sox. We'll have that for you tomorrow on a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And stay close to that television, because tomorrow I'm going to let you know how you can win a super-duper, unbelievable prize package on Winning Wednesday. We'll tease that just a little bit. You want to stay close on Wednesday. You'll want to watch tomorrow as well, because I'm going to show up and do a decent job for once. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. live and local, right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And before we leave tonight, on a personal note, I want to give a shout out to Uriah Darby, who is leaving the NCWLIFE Evening News and moving to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Uriah and I have been together for 4 years. He's been an awesome editor, producer, director for this show, and we will miss him, and good luck on the morning show to Uriah. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.